The bliss of the abyss, it's here now.
Welcome back to the bliss of the abyss. Finding freedom in the unexplored and the unexpected. Oh yeah, catchphrase is back. This week on the show, I have Carpet Martin. He's back once again, the lyrical master with the ill behaviour. Speaking of ill behaviour, I'm still unwell. So I'm going to keep this introduction short. Stop texting me, thank you. And just say that actually after this, Carpet got very unwell and had to leave, so we didn't get to write any of our show. But it's going very well. Thank you very much for asking. Anyway, without any further ado, because I feel bad. Carpet, hope you're feeling better soon, mate. Robert, hope you're feeling better soon, mate. This is Abyss of the Abyss, episode 72 with Carpet Martin. So, can I show you my finger? Yeah, okay. Let's start with that. I'm not sure if I can use it as the artwork unless I superimpose it onto your face somehow.
Don't do that.
It's spooky season.
Oh, good grief. That's a lot of blood.
Do you want to explain it?
That is a lot of blood. So, it's the finger you use the most. The middle one. Oh, that's nasty. So you did this on what? One of those guillotines?
Yeah. Slicing potatoes.
I cut my finger on a guillotine probably about 10 years ago. And still can't feel the end of that finger.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely true.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's done something.
This is a useful finger.
Scar's gone, but... Oh no, mine's the other finger. Mine's the ring finger on my right hand.
So no use for that then.
No use for that, ladies. Sorry.
How did you do it?
On a guillotine. Just like you.
Yeah, no story. Okay.
Yeah, no story at all.
Just checking.
Nothing interesting.
Story, that's all.
You went to hospital, didn't you?
I did.
I didn't.
Well, I only
bled it out.
I should have bled it out. I feel like less of a man. We called 111.
Yeah.
And they said, we'll call you back in an hour. They called back 3 hours later.
Brilliant.
So it was like 11 at night on a Friday the 5th of November. And they're like, you got to go to hospital if it's still bleeding. I was like, it is still bleeding. Can I not go to hospital?
No chance.
No chance.
You're there, A&E. How long were you in A&E for?
About 4 hours.
Oh, God.
It was rough.
So this is a 7-hour ordeal, your finger?
Yeah.
Just cut it off.
Well,
Just get rid of it.
I'm going to hold on to it for now. You know what I did get rid of? The tip. In anger, I just threw it, and I couldn't find it then when they were on the phone to me later.
So it has taken the whole of the end of the finger off?
Yeah.
Oh my! I couldn't tell that from the.
If you look at the angle. In the X-ray was great.
You've got no fingerprint on that finger.
There's no fingerprint currently.
Like the mafia.
Yeah.
You've had it burnt off.
I mean, I do. I razor them off every week anyway, just in case. Yeah, no fingerprint currently.
Oh.
And they said that I have to keep this on for 5 days, but look at the state of it already.
It's mucky. What have you been doing with that?
I
know. Hang on, that's your bum wiping finger.
Is that how you take care of business? Just one finger.
Just one finger.
You have a special job, young man. No, I tended a fire. See, my mum had a bonfire where we burned like 2 years worth of wood.
Really?
Yeah, because there wasn't one last year. And I'm usually sort of the fire marshal, and
don't aggrandise yourself.
Yep, that's right, the fire marshal.
You mean you stand next to a fire while it goes up?
No, I feed it, I tend it.
Okay.
I keep the little ones away, let them, get involved in a small amount.
Lots of air, create a flue at the bottom. Yeah,
that's right. Pyramid style. I was in the Scouts,
Were you?
Yeah.
I was in the Scouts for a bit.
Okay, I'm willing to guess we had kind of a similar career in the Scouts.
Was it a buggering? I shouldn't have said that. I didn't get buggered in the Scouts.
No, I should say they've done a lot to rebrand the Scouts.
There's some skeletons in that closet.
Oh yes.
Yeah. We shouldn't laugh about child abuse. That's not funny.
I'm not laughing at child abuse. I'm laughing about the Scouts rebrand.
Oh God.
No, I was. I'd
Luca.
like to go on record and say nothing untoward happened that way.
But you learned how to build a fire.
I did learn how to build a fire. They tried to force me to go to church parade.
Oh God.
Which, the whole I'm Jewish angle didn't really wash with them. They said, yes, but don't you want to be saved by the Lord?
He's not here yet? What do you mean?
Sure I would, when he turns up. No, so I was there for, I think, about 4 years, so maybe that's going to be the difference between us. Because all my mates went, right? So we go on, like, camping trips.
How old are you? You're 35 now, aren't you?
36, yeah.
36?
Yeah.
That's what I said. So, yeah, I'm 41. So, yeah, there's 5 years between us.
Yeah.
Okay. But nothing... No, I imagine your scouting experience was very similar to mine. Not a lot happened in the scouts.
Not much happened.
You know, I was waiting for flying cars and food in pills, but
Absolutely.
Apparently 5 years later, it's still not there.
No. We went sailing occasionally. That was fun. We went camping. That's the stuff I like most. With the scouts? No, just for kicks. Well, did the fun run out? Why did you stop?
I don't know, really. I kind of fell out of it.
Yeah, the fun stopped.
Not the boat.
When the fun stops, stop.
Right, here's a problem.
Okay, but I want to know how many badges you got in the scouts, then tell me the problem.
Oh, I don't know, 10, 20, something like that.
Nerd.
Yeah.
I got 0.
You got 0 badges. You were there for 4 years. You got no badges.
I got participation badges.
You fucking
Even better than that, my older brother was head scout of the year. He won an award.
Oh, you're a thick scout. You're a thicko.
I liked capsizing boats rather than sailing them. Let's put it that way. Anyway, carry on.
Where was I? Oh, yeah, gambling. Oh,
Gambling.
God. Right, so I got an email the other day from 888 Poker.
Lovely.
I'll name
Just checking in.
I've got an account with them, and they said you've not used your account for something. Basically, I've withdrawn from anything that could cause addiction.
Right.
And you've not used your poker account for a long time. You've got $82 still in your account, which we're taking away.
No, what?
Well, because you've not used your account in such a long time. However, if you contact us to say you want it reinstated, we'll reinstate it for you. And I thought, 82 quid. I don't have the app on my phone anymore, don't have it. No, but 82 quid.
82 quid still 82
quid.
quid.
$82.
Right, what, 60 quid?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
So I installed the app again to get my $82.
Cut 2. 3 hours later.
I'm now playing online poker again.
I hope that would be the answer. And are you up or down on the...
I've now got $81 in my account. I don't go crazy with it. I'm fairly risk averse when it comes to gambling, so I just do pennies at a time.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's crept back in.
God.
I know.
Well, you know what? That's really their fault. They were being like a shitty drug dealer to you.
Yeah, it's almost
like
they're
responsible.
Almost like they want me to gamble. Who
almost
knew?
like that, but I mean, I would never cast aspersions like that on 88 Poker. You know, that's just beyond the pale.
I met a guy once who worked for Ladbrokes. Was it Ladbrokes? It was Ladbrokes or William Hill. It was one of the big ones, right?
Yeah,
it was a high street
chain
betting shop. Yeah, and he was in charge of their corporate things where they take their best customers to the races, or they take them to football matches
and look after them.
Look after them. To qualify to get into his gang, you have to have lost £150,000 in a year. 150.
It doesn't care. They don't care how much you've won.
Oh no.
No, you could have
But
not won a single penny.
They want you to lose the whole lot.
Of course.
Shirt off your back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they'll give you a ticket to go and see the Manchester Derby.
Yeah.
But that ticket has cost you £150,000.
Oh, fucking hell.
I mean, it'd be a great day out.
Right, you'll have champagne, you'll be in the box, all of the rest of it.
But your wife's left you.
Yes, and you'll lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. Did you have... There's a good... I think it's a Louis, where he goes to Vegas and meets these high rollers.
Is that the one where he meets... he also meets people who are living in the sewers?
Yes.
Yes, I have seen it. I've seen it.
It's pretty stark.
Yeah.
The old capitalism...
It's pretty desperate, isn't it?
Swings both ways, yeah, for sure. So you've got these, miserable businessmen rolling in, being treated like friends by workers of the casino, who are just milking them for every last penny, and they're just throwing away millions of dollars on the table, and then you've got people literally living in the sewers.
You've been to Vegas, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, me too. What did you think of Vegas? How did you get on with it?
No, I hated Vegas. It's horrible.
I hated it at first, and then kind of got to like it. I hate the Strip.
Yeah, the Strip was horrendous.
But is it Fremont Street, which is kind of the old Vegas, where they've got the Golden Nugget and the cowboy.
See, I didn't get to go to really any old Vegas. I was there on a family trip, and I was only just able to drink. I was like 21.
So old Vegas, I really liked because you could just sit outside a bar and just people watch.
Sort of a dusty old cowboy vibe.
Yeah, it's a little bit grubby. It's a little bit run down. It's not the glitz and the glamour of the Strip.
Right.
But I really liked it. That was kind of my place.
Was it full of sort of like freaks and weirdos, or was it people down on their lark?
No, it was full of freaks and weirdos.
Right. The outskirts, people who couldn't make it on the Strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one guy.
Appealing.
There was one homeless guy who was holding a board saying, "My wife left me for my best friend. Please give me $5 so that I can send it to him as a thank you." It was that kind of place.
Nice. I like the way he's taking ownership of it.
Yeah.
That's good. No, the Strip was... See, all the big places on the Strip, like the Venice, the one that's fake Venice, or the one that's like...
Venetian.
Yeah. The one that's the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah. The Paris one? Yeah. I can't remember.
Parisian. You could have...
It's not the Parisian.
I know.
It's not Parisian. What's it called?
For the joke, it would
the one with the Eiffel Tower, what's it called?
The Wynn? I could just name them. Caesar's Palace?
No, Caesar's Palace is the Egyptian-y one.
So, the Egyptian one was the coolest. The point I'm making is, the Egyptian one was coolest to me because I'd been to the real versions of these other ones. Yeah. So, just seeing like some shitty Vegas version where it's smaller and tacky, you're like, well, this is crap. The Egypt one was a bit like, oh, I suppose that would be what the pyramids would like.
Where did you stay in Vegas?
God, I'll tell you what I remember. So it was Caesar's Palace is where we stayed.
Yeah.
And when we checked in, big long line, the people in front of us, all of them were on some form of mobility support.
Easy for you to say.
I was a strapping lad of 21. Crutches, Zimmer frame, wheelchair. And I overheard this snippet of a conversation being like, no, I didn't get health insurance. Why? It's like, well, because when I win big here, I'm going to have enough money for that and double.
Oh, no.
And I'm just looking at these miserable reprobates.
What have you done?
Like, this is a disaster.
I was led to believe that Vegas was really, really cheap. And it's not. It's bloody expensive.
Yeah, it's super expensive.
It's really expensive. But I heard that everything was subsidised by the casinos because they just want you in the casinos gambling.
Yeah.
So it's like free drinks and this and free food and all that. Yeah. Not a sniff of it, mate.
No.
I think it's because I'm not a high roller.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the reason.
Yeah.
They might have bought me a beer if I just lost $1,000.
Yeah.
But I didn't get any of that. It was just very expensive. To the extent, I was staying in a hotel called the Aria. Which is one of the newer hotels. Very, very posh. You get into your room and you're given an iPad, and the iPad does everything. It controls all the lights, it controls the TV, you can make the curtains close and open. Yeah. Just really exciting stuff. Yeah. They had a mini bar in there, which was completely stocked up. Completely stocked. My girlfriend opens the mini bar, takes out a bottle of water, and goes, "Oh, this is a really fancy looking bottle of water." I'm in the process of Are you one of these people who, when you get into a hotel and they've got one of those booklets with all the instructions, like the Wi-Fi code and points of exit and things like that? I'm a sucker for that stuff. I read it back to front.
Absolutely.
Before I take my shoes off.
I'm going to look at their menu. I'm already full in the knowledge. I'm not ordering anything from this bullshit menu.
Exactly.
But I want to see what their stupid club version is. Yeah.
So I'm looking through this menu, through this guidebook, and I suddenly come across the bit about the minibar.
Yeah.
The minibar has scales in it, so it knows when you've taken something out or put something in. Right? And so she's taken this bottle of water out.
So is it already...
you've got 60 seconds to put it back.
Even getting stuff from the minibars like gambling.
If it's out of a minute, then you're paying for it. Right? How much do you think the bottle of water was? You know it's either going to be really expensive or really cheap.
Really cheap. I'm guessing it's the former. What year were you in Vegas?
I was in Vegas in 2000... I'm going to say 2018.
Okay, so fairly recently. Okay, so I can use pretty... So I'm going to say it's $8.49.
$8.49?
$8.49.
Put one in front of it?
$9.49.
No. Put a 1 in front. $18. $18 for a bottle of water.
For what?
Very
Just
nice
like
bottle.
Poland Spring. Are you
Lovely
sure? What
looking
was
bottle.
it? It's not like Smart Water. It's like Voss or some shit.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. But
Yeah.
it was, $18 for a bottle of water out of the minibar. Here's the other thing. If you put something in the minibar,
Yeah.
it also, because it's weighted, so there's a bit of space to put something in there of yourself. You want to put a chocolate bar in there, or you want to put your, something in there. You want to put your insulin in there.
Yeah.
It weights it. It works out, the weight of what's in there.
And yet what? Charge rent?
$150 a day
To store
for private
stuff.
use of the minibar.
That is such bullshit.
$150 a day.
I was about to say it's deeply immoral, but we're literally talking about Sin City, so
Yeah.
I suppose that's not a surprise. Yeah, and it's weird seeing the advertising for all the brothels as well, because it's legal in Nevada. It's a very strange, creepy, gross kind of place.
I opened the bedside drawer.
Yeah.
And there were leaflets for girls.
Yeah.
Which had obviously been left there by the previous occupier, and the cleaners
Not furnished by the hotel.
No. I don't think they were on. I don't think it was a side hustle that they
No.
were doing. But it was
Sure, that
in
does
there,
happen.
and you just thought, oh god, the last person to sleep in this bed was doing it.
Yeah.
With
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's, I was about to compare it to I think last time you were on the podcast we talked about Amsterdam. We're obviously complete reprobates.
We're not though, that's the thing.
Well,
you and I aren't.
We've been to the places where the reprobates live.
We've seen it, we've lived, but we just don't take part.
Because I was talking, actually, before we started recording about Dubai.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll tell you the anecdote.
So you were in Dubai.
Kind of made me think, the Vegas thing kind of made me think about Dubai, because that's like, all that stuff is going on, except none of it's allowed by the state.
No, it's alright. I'm going to lean over and get my tea.
That's alright. I'm going to get my coffee, actually.
You've left your tea bag in. There we go.
Top up with some lovely Cravendale.
Oh, only the best.
Is that their slogan?
Only the best for the captain's table. Oh, what's sterling tea, Rob?
Not bad, huh?
Listener won't know this, but you stiff me on sugar. I have a lot of sugar in my tea. Whenever you make me a cup of tea, and you've even admitted to this, you put half the amount of sugar in because you're looking after me.
That's right. Best interests at heart. That's
but
why.
With this one, it's a big mug as well. You put just the right amount of sugar in. It's lovely.
When you said 2 sugars, I thought, you know what? The man's tired. I'll treat him. Those are 2 tablespoons.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's actually what you mean when you say 2.
Keep going. Keep going.
Anyway, so I was in Dubai for a tutoring gig. Now, this is one of those all expenses paid. They fly you out.
Nice.
They put you up in the Ritz-Carlton. They pay for every meal.
What were you tutoring?
History, GCSE. A doddle.
Have you got any kind of qualification in that?
Got an A-level.
Have you? Cheeky.
Got a cheeky B. It was during the year
So
there
you're
was
you're the man the sheikhs want to teach their kids
Yeah,
history.
they don't aim too high. It's not about academic excellence.
It's all about the face, where your face fits.
That's right.
Yeah.
The reason I got a B is I was during there was a scandal my year. There was a marking scandal.
All right.
So you look at the breakdown of my results, and I got A's in every module apart from the coursework, which got a U.
That happened to me with French.
Really?
Yeah.
You got
So
fucked.
it was meant to be modular, and it was the first year that they brought in a modular testing system for A-level French. And our teachers went, no, we're just going to do all of the modules at the end of the 2 years. Mm-hmm. We're not going to space it out. We're just going to do all of them in one go. It's like, yeah, okay, fine.
Right.
Hopefully in 2 years' time I'll be able to speak French. Turns out I couldn't. But again, I got all sort of A's and B's for every module, except the speaking module.
Right.
Where you basically go and you're interviewed and they tape it and then they send it off to an invigilator.
Yeah.
Reason I didn't, we were told that we were allowed to have notes in it.
Yeah.
10 minutes before the first person went in for their exam, they went, yeah, nobody's allowed any notes.
I'm guessing you hadn't memorised the page at that point.
No, because I was safe in the knowledge that I was allowed to have notes in there. Nobody in that year got anything above a C because of that module.
Yeah.
I got a C. Except for one girl.
Who
was French.
Okay, so that's sort of a scandal in that your whatchamacallit, what's the word for it? School?
Yeah.
I just suddenly started seeing stars. I think I'm passing out.
We're tired. Why are we both so tired?
I don't know. We're sleeping too much.
The clocks have changed.
And it screwed us.
Clocks changed on Sunday morning, and
we're both insomniacs who are getting like 11 hours sleep a night, so we're not used to it.
It's very strange. It's a very strange feeling.
It's very weird. I literally was just seeing stars then.
I should be running on adrenaline right now. I'm like a cockroach. It's nothing. I just work on instinct all the time.
It's often been said.
But yeah, at the moment I'm just. I could have a snooze right now.
If you want.
Snooze right now.
Yeah.
So should I just go quiet for a bit?
I just realised we've got the washing machine in the background as well.
Noisy, isn't it?
Might be the least professional podcast ever. Anyway, so it sounds like you deserved a C for your French, quite frankly. The school did you dirty.
Yeah, I think I deserved more than a C. I think I deserved...
With your notes, you got an A, presumably, because you're reading off the page.
Well, it's difficult to say, isn't it? You can only play the team that's in front of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would have done better, certainly.
Well, look, I was definitely the result of a scandal because it wasn't just me. It was a bunch of us at school who were doing really well, and apparently the grades had been too high that year, so they were artificially deflating them. Right. So I got a U for my coursework, which, by the way, my teacher predicted would get an A. Right, because they get to look at it in front. So I got it back and I sent it off for remarking, right? To be like, hold on, this isn't fair. Yeah. Got it back, same exact result, and they gave me the copy of the coursework. This is what the first marker had done. Tick at the bottom of each of the 4 pages. This is what the remarker had done. A tick below those 4 ticks. That was it. You.
What?
That was it. That was their... No comments, no crosses, as you might expect for something that would score so low. Nope, just...
That's so weird.
So I got a B for my history, but I'm very good at history. That's why they employed me to teach history in Dubai.
What's your best bit of history?
Best bit?
Yeah.
Favourite bit
what's your favourite no, just favourite in general.
Favourite period of history? Yeah. You know what, I do quite like teaching the history of medicine. That's pretty good.
Okay.
There'll be people like... I'm not very good with the names... But when I teach it, I'll remember his name.
Penicillin fella?
No, he's an Austrian. No, he's an Austrian doctor. He was the first ever. He was working at a facility that was both a morgue and a maternity ward.
Auschwitz.
That's one of my least favourite parts of history. You won't be surprised to hear. And he noticed that the mortality rates amongst the newborn was incredibly high.
Okay.
And there were, people who'd go from literally dealing with a dead corpse to delivering a baby. And he suggested, why not just wash our hands? Crazy idea. Everyone's like, you're a nut. What are you talking about? He was like, no. Why don't we just try it?
See what happens.
What's
the worst? 20 seconds. Happy birthday twice.
All it will take. There we go. Yeah. Right? Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. The mortality rates absolutely plummeted for the newborns, of course, but they didn't know about germ theory.
Yeah.
And he was so pilloried in his field that they ended up locking him in an insane asylum where he died. What? They reversed the policy and the mortality rate shot back up. And then germ theory was like another 20 or so years down the line. So
that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember seeing once, it was a segment on, I don't know, children in need or comic relief or something like a charity segment where they went over to Africa and they were looking at projects that they were doing, things like that. Mm-hmm. And one of the projects they were doing was teaching new mothers to, again, like you said, wash their hands and about what germs are and things like that. Very deprived areas, not a lot of education. So they were teaching actually this. You need to be clean if you're doing all of this. And they were like, yeah, great. So this lady was changing her baby, changing its nappy.
Yeah.
And wiping the bum and all that kind of thing. And then wash her hands. It was like fantastic. She then drank the water. Because why would you waste water?
Oh yeah, when it's so precious.
Exactly.
You'd have to seriously fight your.
It's massively stayed with me. I must have seen that 20 or 30 years ago.
So brutal.
Really, really stayed with me. Where you go, oh god, because it's an alien concept.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just another thing that you have to have learned, or else you might just.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to walk fucking 10 miles just to get any.
Yeah.
It's going to be viewed very differently. That's so depressing.
Awful, isn't it?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So.
How is she?
We've not kept in touch.
Okay, well. Pen pals, difficult in modern age. Anyway, there I am in Dubai, teaching history.
Oh, we're still on the history anecdote.
The history of medicine.
Yeah.
And the thing with Dubai, have you ever been to Dubai?
I've not been to Dubai. It's one of those that's on the list.
Really?
But
low down?
It is. Well, it's on the list, but it's one of those that I'm going to do when I've run out of other places.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Are you going to run out of other places?
Probably not.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd like to see it because so many people do rave about it.
Do they?
Yeah, some people absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's a completely fabricated place. You may as well go and walk around Canary Wharf for the afternoon.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's got loads of cool shit there. So I'd like to go and see it, but I haven't. Anyway, you're teaching history.
The problem with the cool shit there is like none of it. I guess it's like what we were talking about with Carcassonne earlier. Mm-hmm. It's like at least Carcassonne, literally there was this medieval city there, and it did look like that. And sure, a lot of it was destroyed, and they built it, and now it's kind of Disneyfied.
It is Disneyfied.
But that is what Carcassonne historically was.
Yeah.
And they just built the wall where the old wall was, and built it in the style of how it used to be. Dubai literally didn't exist until about 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they just built this mega city out of the desert. So there's no like original culture really going on there. It wasn't a city, it was just like a small trading post.
Yeah.
So there's none of that stuff to get into. It's just megalopolis shit. So you go up the Burj Khalifa, right, and you look around, tallest building in the world, wow, but there's nothing to see. Apart from like the man-made islands that look like palm trees, yeah. Or the weird fake beach stuff. Other than that, it's just desert. Not amazing desert, just desert.
Yeah.
And then, other than that, like, all the cool stuff is like, we've got an indoor ski slope.
Yeah.
Or they have, when I was there, I guess it's been built now, they were like, safari coming soon. It's like, that's a jungle environment. So how much CO2 are you pumping into the atmosphere to make a safari sustainable? As in, to get the water and the trees and everything actually there.
Yeah.
And same for the indoor ski slope. So you just have this icky feeling the whole time of like, it's all fake and gross and bad for the planet. And like, something like 85% of people who are there are expats. And
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
They're all just rich businessmen expats.
It's a bit like Shanghai. So 30, 40 years ago, Shanghai was this tiny little town almost.
Mm.
Yeah, it was on the river. Yes, it was a training post, but it wasn't anything big. And I went to a museum in Shanghai that showed you what it was like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just like fishing huts and stuff like that.
Right.
And what it is now, which again is this megalopolis with huge skyscrapers everywhere.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. Do you see that picture? I posted a picture on Instagram the other day of Greenwich in 1980 and what Greenwich looks like now, and it's it's looking down the hill from where the observatory is over Greenwich College.
That's cool.
1980, the background is just basically fields and small buildings, and now Canary Wharf is behind it.
Ah, here we go. I've got it. Yeah. Oh my God. There's literally a whole city's worth of skyscrapers.
It's incredible, isn't it?
So you've got the Greenwich Park, which is obviously beautiful, and then behind that there was nothing. One shitty tower block, and then all the rest is all the skyscrapers. All of that
just gone up
business
over 40 years.
Yeah. Apparently there's something like 200 planned for the next 10 years in London.
Oh,
they're just going to keep whacking them up.
One of the cause one of my side hustles is being a tour guide for movies and TV.
Yeah.
And one of the tours that I do is a rom-com tour, and it's Love Actually and all that kind of thing. And there's a scene in Love Actually where Liam Neeson is sat talking to his stepson, and his stepson's going, "Oh, my life's terrible. It's all awful." He's like, "I'm in love. That's why. Oh, love isn't love difficult." Blah blah blah. But they're sat on a bench on the South Bank, not far from the Oxo Tower, and there's a shot of them from the back where you can see the gherkin in the distance,
Right.
skyscraper, and it's got scaffolding all around it because it dates from like 99, something like that, and they were building the gherkin at that point. I take tours there now to that very bench. You can't see the gherkin because of the skyscrapers that have been built around it.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's mad, isn't it? Mad. But progress.
Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah, so Dubai has that feeling, right? It's just like
God, it's still
endless
this Dubai anecdote.
skyscrapers.
Fucking hell.
There's really no punchline as
When's
well.
it going to end? When's it going to end?
So I'm out there
See if we can spread this out to 3 hours.
teaching the history of medicine,
Oh, yeah.
history of suffragettes.
All right.
Now, this kid was pretty misogynistic.
Okay.
His dad was pretty strict Muslim. Well, I say strict Muslim. He was bringing his son up strict Muslim. He himself was not strict Muslim. Let's put it that way.
Okay, I'm with you. How long were you there for?
2 weeks.
Lovely holiday.
Very nice. I ended up in the bar quite often because that's the only place you're allowed alcohol. Is in the bar.
Yeah.
And, drinks are like £25 for whatever.
Are they really? Is it really that expensive?
It's really that expensive. And you can't get the alcohol anywhere else. And it's full of pros
I should move
doing
there.
their job.
I should definitely move there.
Well, there's no income tax. That's the thing. So that's why a lot of businessmen like it. Yeah, great. It's all just funded by petrodollars.
Has the anecdote finished?
No.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Let's see. We're 30 minutes in. I predict I'll finish it around the 47-minute mark.
Okay. Cool.
But that's only because you're interrupting so much.
I'm so sorry. Please carry on.
No.
You're in Dubai teaching history.
That's right.
Teaching about the suffragettes.
Mm-hmm. And
To a misogynist.
To a misogynist.
Great.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, but they're not really equal, right? Are they? Is that, what do you mean? Is that men are stronger and better? It's like, let's park that in the no, but I can't be bothered to go into why, because we've had this discussion 15 times already, you little... and just carry on.
Do you know what ladies are good for, though? They're good for looking pretty. Hey, that's what they're good for. Looking pretty.
And that's the other thing about Dubai. There's just plastic surgery on display everywhere you look.
Right.
But it's weird because it's also like a Muslim place. So like I said, the alcohol is banned in lots of places, and you have any kind of local woman or devout woman, full head to toe gear, right? Or some variant of the niqab, the hijab, depending on how strict they are.
Right.
And then like Instagram models with fake wobbly bits and weird pulled faces everywhere.
Do you think that correlates to the lack of alcohol? Because people don't have the old beer goggles on. So people having to get plastic surgery to look nicer in order to mate.
I think
I
it's
think
I think it's a side effect of too much wealth.
Yeah.
So we're talking about in Vegas. It's people who waste $2 million on a poker table have too much money. They should be doing something else with their money, like give it to the people who live in the sewers, or charities for the people who look after the people who live in the sewers, or something.
Yeah.
Not shoot off into space. You know?
I'm not happy about all this space stuff.
Not happy about it at all, mate. It's not good, is it? It's not a good look.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
£1 billion or $1 billion to send Captain Kirk into space for 10 minutes.
I did quite like Captain Kirk going up there.
Well, I'm not sure.
Out of all of the stories around it, here are the two things I like the most. Number one, Bezos's rocket looks like
a dick and balls.
Looks like a dick and balls.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's just really good. And then number two, Captain Kirk got to go up into space at the age of 90 or something.
In a massive dick and balls.
That's how he would have wanted it, you know? Anyway, so I'm in Dubai. And teaching history, as you do.
Still on this anecdote. Still not got to the end of it.
Feminism.
Oh, yeah.
And anyway, we're on the beach.
Right.
As I
You're
said,
teaching on the beach?
let me put it this way. Teaching this kid went like this. I would turn up and he'd go, when is our first break?
Oh, he's keen. He's keen.
And we would schedule breaks. And his mum was there and she was like signing off on this. And she would do a lot of his note taking for him. So, and I kid you not, at certain points, when we were in London, so obviously we did it in London first, that's how they knew me, and then they flew me out to Dubai, right? So I actually had a relationship with this kid over a few years.
What did the folks do? Because they sound quite wealthy. What were they in?
He was an air conditioning magnate from Saudi.
Good
I don't
place
know.
to, good place to
too many
sell air
details.
conditioning. It's pretty hot.
Yeah. He, absolute fortunes.
Right.
Also head of a like a giving foundation.
Okay.
And she, I don't think had a job, but
She was checking when you were doing breaks.
She was very much as a very hands-on mum.
Yeah.
She did a lot of good mumming.
Very good.
Big fan of her.
Excellent. Cool.
Very good.
Cool.
They had a photo of them. I might have to bleep out all of this, but they had a photo of them with Obama. They were like one of the first big, just them two and Michelle and Barack, just like for his first election. Wow. So she was like super progressive, and not that Obama's super progressive, but she,
Yeah.
She was.
They had pedigree.
Their pedigree.
Yeah.
And then, so this kid was kind of caught between these two streams. She was an American progressive woman, and he was a Saudi, slightly regressive man.
Okay.
And then they met in the middle somehow. I don't know. True life.
I don't think you need to bleep any of this out. I think you've been cautious enough in what you've given away.
Maybe.
I don't think there's an issue there.
Anyway, we're on the...
Oh, you're in Saudi?
We're
Yeah.
no,
Saudi. You're in Dubai.
We're in Dubai.
You're in Dubai. And you're teaching...
History.
Yeah.
That's
Are you
right.
teaching about the suffragettes?
Suffragettes and the suffragists. Do you know the difference? Somebody hates women.
No, I don't. Hey, listen. I think
Yeah.
women
Yep.
should be treated as if they're equal, all right? The suffragettes... The suffragettes and the suffragists.
Suffragists. Yep.
Is it like
Potato. No.
Is it like stalagmites and stalactites?
Yes.
One goes down, the other one goes up.
In a weird way, yes.
Okay.
The suffragists were the first wave,
All right.
who were very polite and, would have little meetings where they would say, it would be awfully nice if women would vote.
Right.
The suffragettes were like, fuck this, kick the doors down, let's make shit happen.
There's a horse. I'm jumping in front of it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's the two differences. And it's arguable which one had the more impact. It's probably just World War One that had the biggest impact, because women obviously showed their worth in a very quantitative way by the fact that all the men were off at war dying and the country still ran very well.
Yeah.
That's probably more what gave women away. But the suffragettes obviously helped, as did the suffragists. As you can see, I'm a great teacher of history.
Yeah, it's working. I'm learning a lot.
If only he paid attention.
Oh, dear.
Literally, we'd be paid for... I'd be paid. He wasn't getting paid. And I'd just be sitting there teaching him, and his dad would come in and be like, I can't say his name, I'm going to bleep out various things, but I'll say it, but bleep it. He'd be like, Fahad, I've bought you clothes. And he'd be like, come, from Harrods, or whatever.
Right.
And he'd have like 5, boxes of like Gucci, or whatever.
How old was the boy?
He was in his GCSEs.
So it's kind of 15-ish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So then he'd just disappear for half an hour trying on clothes from Harrods, and I'd just be sat there, be like, well,
Playing chum manager.
Yep, that's right. Or Clash of Clans is what I was into at the time.
Ah.
As was he, and it's one of those freemium games where...
In-app purchases.
Oh yeah, and he would show me his thing, and he'd have like 50,000 gems or whatever, which is like 10 gems cost 20 quid kind of thing.
Wow.
And he'd just have endless money, and he'd just be like ding 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 ding. It was crazy wealth. Anyway, yeah, we used to play Pro Evo or Call of Duty, and his mum would come in and bring me like dinner. She'd be like, pizza? And they'd get pizza from Harrods. This all sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But it's true.
So they were basically paying for you to be his friend?
Yeah.
Did he have any other friends?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Oh.
He was quite a popular kid, as far as I could tell.
Well, he's got all those gems, doesn't he? Of course he's popular.
Gems do make you popular.
Yeah.
Where was I? So I'm teaching history.
Teaching history, and you're in Dubai? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and
This
you're
is-
teaching about the suffragettes?
And the suffragists.
Okay, and the suffragists.
I won't quiz you on the difference. I'm pretty sure you know now.
Uh,
Stalactite, stalagmite.
oh, yeah.
Have you seen that Harry Hill bit?
You're going to have to
Great
narrow that
Dane, quiche Lorraine. Pekingese, cheddar cheese.
down.
Anyway, we were on the beach and having lunch.
Yeah.
And God, I don't think I want to finish the anecdote.
My hooks are literally tented. What? Come on, you've got to finish it now.
Tented?
Tenturred,
maybe.
Yeah,
because you're on tenter hooks. What are tenter hooks?
I don't know. What's a tenter hook?
Is it like tender? Like you're like an old spelling of it? Like you're hanging meat on it? Why would you be on tenter hooks?
Yeah,
though?
that makes sense.
Does it?
It kind of does. It's better than anything I've got. You're looking it up.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, Phil. Vamp, as they say.
So you're in Dubai, and you're teaching history. And you're teaching about suffragettes and tenterhooks.
Tenterhooks are hook nails in a device called a tenter. All right. Tenters were wooden frames used as far back as the 14th century in the process of making woolen cloth.
Oh. Tenterhooks.
Which now means nervous anticipation.
I'm on tenterhooks. Finish this anecdote. So you're in Dubai.
Yep.
You're in Dubai.
I don't want to finish it.
Dig up, stupid! You're teaching history. All about the suffragettes.
And the suffragists.
And the suffragists. To a 15-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm. On the beach.
In between playing Call of Duty on the beach.
That's right.
Okay.
Anyway, there we are.
Yeah.
And we're having lunch with the family.
What were you having for lunch? What was lunch?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Here we go.
Fresh seafood.
Ah, only the best.
The works, which I'm not sure if... I'm willing to guess that's not allowed in the same way that Jews aren't allowed to eat that stuff. I'm willing to guess that the Islamic code of eating does not allow for...
Damn you, Leviticus!
Shellfish. Yeah. Leviticus and his 3,000 rules. Rules of eating. Now, how come Christians are allowed to eat that stuff? And it's in the... Is it because, like, the Christian Bible basically says, you know all that stuff before? Most of it, no. Well, some of it, yes.
You're not allowed to wear mixed fabrics, are you?
Right, exactly. Cloth and linen is very much...
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm breaking all the rules right now.
Well, you're in your pyjamas.
How dare you? This is my work gear.
Is it? You need another job. Rob is currently sat wearing pyjamas.
You're the one who quit the most cushy job I've ever heard.
Well, don't worry about that.
So it looks like seafood is... The majority is halal. Lawful to you is what you catch from the sea and use it for food as provision for yourselves and for the travellers. Quran 596. So there we go.
Okay.
So we go. Yeah, so it's a miracle of Allah and proof of his divine power. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Actually, the point you were making earlier about like the drinking dirty water and washing your hands and stuff, there is like quite good evidence that religion is like quite a good preventative of disease.
Well, it's and I don't have any faith. It's not. It's not in my life. And I'm going to say something, and if it offends anybody, I really hope it doesn't. That's not where it's coming from. But a lot of these holy books are basically self-help guides.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like be good to other people. Wash your hands.
Absolutely.
Don't eat this dirty stuff. You'll get sick.
And like I say, I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way or take any offence in it.
Yeah.
But don't at me. But it's.
No, I think my audience are.
Yeah. I think so too.
Bunch.
I think so too. But yeah, it's a lot of self-help.
Yeah, I think so.
Why don't you eat pork? Because we didn't have a fridge and pork goes off.
Yeah. And when it goes off, it's really bad for you.
Yeah.
Trichinosis and all that stuff. Yeah, so you're allowed to eat seafood. Anyway, we ordered a big old load of seafood.
So hang on, let's just reset. You're in Dubai.
Yep.
Okay, and you're teaching history. And you're teaching the suffragettes and suffragists.
That's right.
Okay, to a 15-year-old boy.
Yep.
You've been playing Call of Duty.
All the time.
But now you're on a beach.
Now we're on a beach.
And you're eating seafood.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
Cool.
A private beach.
So you're in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Teaching history
about
the suffragettes and the suffragists.
I want to bail on this anecdote.
What time is it? You're eating seafood on a beach.
47.
Fresh
I
seafood.
Called it.
Okay.
This might be the worst stand-up bit ever. Anyway, so the seafood is delivered, and we're having lunch. It's me and the family, and like some of their mates who've had more plastic surgery than I've ever seen on people.
Wow.
They're just so plastic. It's extraordinary. And this woman orders the king prawns.
Oh, that sounds good.
Now, are you a fan of the king prawn?
I don't mind a king prawn.
I love a king prawn. So they're fresh cooked.
Oh,
They're bathed in some kind of delicious, butter,
buttery,
garlic type thing.
yes, this sounds good.
Oh, it's astonishing.
I'm
Anyway.
hungry. What are we going to have for lunch?
Oh my gosh, we get king prawns.
Oh, I could get something.
Yeah.
We'll definitely deliver over.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Is a king prawns a bit too much for lunch?
Well, they weren't too much for lunch on this occasion.
Okay.
I mean, it depends how you're having them. I suppose if you're sort of having like a seafood platter is quite a lot for lunch. If you're not on holiday,
Yeah.
If we're getting it delivered here,
It does seem a bit much, doesn't it?
it's quite extravagant. But
Fruit de mer.
freedom air. Yeah, sounds like a slogan. Freedom air.
Right, Extinction Rebellion. Start gluing yourself to the pavement.
No, there's a new one.
Insulate
Britain.
Insulate Britain.
Yep, that's right.
I'm all for it, but don't glue yourself to a road.
That's the problem. Well, that's always the problem with these. The message I'm almost always on board with.
Yeah.
Like, we should insulate Britain's chilly, breezy housing stock. Definitely save a load of money doing it and help the planet. Great, really good. Invest money in it. Great. Shall we superglue ourselves to the road? That's how we're going to get it done.
But they're getting a lot of press out of it.
Yep.
They're getting a lot of a lot of people who are learning about. I didn't know about this insulation crisis. I didn't know about that.
But I feel like for anyone who's sort of right-leaning and consumes right-wing media, the press they're getting is complete tarring and feathering, and it's only going to entrench these people against what is essentially a positive message.
Well, you've got to take action.
Yep.
Like the suffragettes.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you're in Dubai.
Yep. Stop.
You're teaching history.
Why don't you let it drop?
To a 15-year-old boy. You're teaching about the suffragettes and the suffragists.
Mm-hmm.
And you're on a beach.
Yep. Private beach.
Private beach.
Seafood.
Eating seafood.
That's right.
And everyone's got plastic surgery.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Lots.
Yeah.
Anyway, this lady, let's call her
John.
John gets the king prawns delivered to her, and
I've forgotten about the king prawns.
her nose wrinkles up in disgust.
Now, did it wrinkle up in disgust, or was it just a bit hot and she'd melted?
To be fair, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it could even be called a nose at this point. It was quite the sight to see. You know when you see Michael Jackson's nose over the years and it just slowly morphs into I don't know what.
Yeah.
Some kind of shrew. I don't know what it looks like.
So it was a tiny little nose.
Yeah.
And that's all wrinkled up.
Yep.
Sexy.
At these delicious king prawns.
Delicious.
They look so beautiful. And she goes, "What the hell is this?" And the waiter...
Had she not ordered them?
She'd ordered them.
Oh.
The waiter... Now, this is another one of the things that I hate about Dubai. Because there's so many of the uber wealthy there, they treat the waitstaff like shit.
Yeah.
And the waitstaff are constantly like bowing and scraping in the hope of some $100 tip type thing.
Yeah.
So it's an uncomfortable relationship for me to observe, and obviously
Yeah.
I just feel that way. And he goes, "I'm sorry, madam, these are the king prawns. Didn't you order the king prawns?" And she went, "Yes, of course I ordered the king prawns, but I didn't want them to be disgusting." Okay. And he said, I'm sorry, what's the problem? Would you like me to take them away?" She went, "Yes, take them away." And he went, "Okay." And she went, "But bring them back."
What?
And he went, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Without the disgusting parts, the shells. How can you serve them to me like that? Disgusting."
That's half the fun. Getting them out the shells.
And, sucking the juice out of the brains.
Yeah.
Have I pushed it too far?
No, it's fine.
It's great. You order king prawns with shells on.
Yeah.
You get stuck in.
Yeah.
You're by the ocean.
Nice little finger bowl with a bit of lemon in it, and wash your hands off at the end.
I've never before seen or since seen anyone ask the waiter to de-shell their prawns.
The disgusting bits.
The disgusting bits, yeah. The parts that are the animal, The carapace.
Those poor old
exoskeleton. I know. And they were big, juicy, jumbo, they'd done their job.
Yeah.
They bottom fed till,
They fatten themselves up all nice for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the disgust, I've never quite forgotten it. Because essentially I thought, you ordered it, you obviously like king prawns.
Yeah.
So it's a weird disconnect that you find them also disgusting. Okay, I don't think I feel that way about any food that I eat.
No, because you just wouldn't order it.
I just wouldn't order it.
I mean, there's a person who in the past has ordered steak tartare and not realised it's meant to come raw.
Right.
And I could get that. I can understand that. But if you want king prawns, you're getting king prawns.
Yeah. And to be fair, ordering steak tartare, it will usually tell you, this is raw type thing.
Yeah, with a raw egg and...
Same with king prawns. Shell on. That's the phrase that is universally used.
So did he take the shells off for him?
He deshelled them at the table in a disgusting display of bowing and scraping.
Absolutely worse. Imagine
It
ordering
horrible.
king prawns, the king prawns turning up, and the waiter taking the shells off for you at the table.
Well, she just kind of sat there very angrily and tutted. And then when he was finished, he was like, "Oh, is that okay, madam?" And she just didn't even respond. He just took away the shells.
Good grief.
And I had to act like it was all fine the whole time.
Is the anecdote finished?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're in Dubai,
Yep.
and you're teaching history
Yep.
to a 15-year-old. You're teaching...
I'm going.
You're off. Teaching about stalagmites and... No, hang on. Teaching about the suffragettes and the suffragists.
I'm not coming back!
And in between playing Call of Duty, you went to the beach, and there was a woman there with lots of plastic surgery, and she ordered some king prawns, and the king prawns came, and the king prawns had shells on them, and she said they're disgusting, and the waiter deshelled the prawns for her at the table.
Correct.
So that's where we're up to.
That's where we're gonna finish.
No, there's more. There's a singer in here somewhere.
Yeah, can you help me find it? Would you mind? That would be very much appreciated. Hey, you're a writer of comedy. How would you punch up this ending?
One of the prawns
Yeah.
is still alive.
Not bad. I like that.
And it's screaming. It's
Yeah.
screaming as the waiter pulls its shell off.
That's cool. That's cool. What about? Can we think of a pun? Okay, hold on.
Hang on.
Shrimp,
Something shrimp or
prawn,
and plastic surgery as well.
food, nice.
Little prawny
Filler,
prawn nose,
Botox,
prawny surgery,
bug,
seafood,
seafood, and eat it.
Leviticus. What about Leviticus?
I think we found it.
What do you think Leviticus would think about plastic surgery? Do you think he'd be in or out?
Ooh. So I think, I exaggerated before, I think there are over 300 rules in Leviticus. I'm willing to bet he'd definitely have an opinion on it. He wouldn't just sort of let it go by the wayside. I'm willing to bet Leviticus would not be in favour of it.
No.
He struck
you're
me as a
right.
bit of a conservative type.
This is a little bit.
You know? The whole you can't have milk thing.
I
Too
mean,
much.
that's how are you going to drink your tea?
How would you survive?
Very, very badly.
Are you still drinking 4 pints a day? Have you cut it down?
No, I'm probably on about 2 or 3 pints of milk a day.
Cut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of milk.
Yeah. But now with all the poker, you don't have time to fit it all in.
Furiously joining tournaments.
Now, does it tick the box that it used to, or do you feel like it's like a shadow of when you used to be playing like a high roller back in the day when you had your 80 bucks?
I've never been a high roller. I've only ever gambled pennies at a time.
Okay.
I
So
don't
you,
do more.
okay. So you take that's the mantra, isn't it? Never gamble more than you can
Afford to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if I lost that 80 quid tomorrow, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
You know, I'm going to still be able to eat.
Yeah.
It's 80 quid I've forgotten about.
To be
Forgotten
fair,
it was
it's
even in the
80
account.
quid that in effect was going.
It's basically free money.
Yeah. But I still think that it's the absolute scandal of the story is the fact that the company were like, we've taken it from you.
No, but they said we've taken it from you. We'll give it back. You just have to say you want it back.
But that's not cool though. They can't just be like,
No, I think that's all right.
Really?
I think that's okay. Yeah.
why?
Well, it presumably costs them money to have an open
have it.
account.
Hold
So-
on, no. Don't,
And it must be in some kind of escrow account where they can't earn interest on it.
Okay, well, fine. If it's that there, then
So, and So they go, well, we've got all of this money in an escrow account that's not been touched for ages. Maybe he's dead.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, we're going to write to him and say, we've got your cash. If
Right.
you want it back, just ask for it.
And at that
so
point...
I asked for it, and they gave it back within 24 hours.
Right. And from their point of view, it's like, either we just give it to him, or we just take it, and he can get it back.
Yeah.
And you can see from their point of view, they probably would be like, we'll just take it.
Yeah, I don't know what tax rules they've got round it or anything like that. You know, if they're paying money in tax on my 80 quid,
yeah,
I understand why they would want to close that off. And
I guess I always just assumed all that money was not in escrow, but you're probably right. There are probably some strict rules about what you're allowed to do with that money.
Yeah, because if the company goes bust,
yeah, they have to be able to.
You know, I'm very much a low roller. I've got 80 quid there. There's going to be people who've got hundreds of thousands of pounds in their account.
Yeah.
So if something happens, then.
Yeah.
Has the Dubai anecdote finished? I can't
No.
remember. Okay, all right. So you're in Dubai.
We're on pause.
Yeah, okay.
We can't restart the anecdote yet. I got distracted by the plants outside. Sorry.
That's okay. What?
Are we going to write a sitcom today? Should we? I mean, not right now. Let's do a bit more podcast. But
Okay. Well, I thought we were. That's why I'm here.
should we do it?
Well, what's the alternative? Eating king prawns.
We
could get some plastic surgery.
Good.
Let's do it.
What lunch it would be, and then write about it in the sitcom.
You've already had your teeth done.
I have.
So you know
They're going very well. I'm almost finished.
they're looking good. They're looking very straight.
I'm like 5 weeks away from them being completely done.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's good. It's working out so far. People say, "Can I see your teeth?" I show them and they say, "Yeah."
I like the cut of this guy's jaw.
Yeah, exactly. The future is on the up and up. I tell you what though, I went to see the guy who gave me the meniscus surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, so it's all healed, etc., etc. I was like, yeah, finally it's back.
Right.
It's been, 11 months?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
so it's
now...
Christmas, wasn't it, that you tore your knee?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I can actually use the knee properly, fully in life. It doesn't hurt. I can do the things, right?
Yeah.
I can't play football anymore, but it's
You weren't very good at it anyway.
I was quite good, but it's no great loss to the footballing culture of the UK. And he said, well, if you'd like to play football, we can fix your ACL.
What's an ACL?
The anterior cruciate ligament. Mine is torn.
Oh dear.
And it healed by reattaching itself to the PCL, the posterior cruciate ligament.
Right.
So these are ligaments. They don't grow back.
So they're like stalagmites and stalactites?
A lot like that,
right,
yeah.
Okay.
Suffragettes, suffragists.
I'm in.
He said, so we could do that. And I was like, it's that surgery. And he went, yes, that's right, yeah, it'd be surgery. And I'd be like, so straight away you want to do more surgery on this same knee? He said, well, it depends if you want it fixed kind of thing. Because it's not going to grow back.
So they never told you this at the outset?
What they said at the outset is, there may be something wrong with the ACL. We're not sure until we go in there.
Oh dear.
Then when they went in there, they found that there was something wrong, but just fixed the meniscus.
Why didn't they do the whole
Why didn't they do the whole fucking thing?
It's like when you have your tonsils out and they do the adenoids at the same time.
Oh no.
Why not do that?
Exactly. So then I was like, wait, so how long's the recovery time? He's like, well, about 12 months. So it's like, you want me to spend the next 12 months again dealing with this knee injury? He was like, it's up to you. I'm not trying to...
No, I'd leave it. No, the cat wants to come in.
Oh, let the cat in. It was very depressing.
Hello, Stevie. There she is. Yeah, can't be bothered. So, what are you going to do? You going to have it done?
What do you think I should do?
He
He said, to be honest, you'll be fine without it. He said, if you were 10 years older, I'd say don't bother, because wear and tear, you don't need it. If you were 10 years younger, I'd say definitely get it. So he said, it's up to you. Do you want to, go skiing 5 times a year? Do you want to...
You don't do that, though, do you?
Nope.
Do you like skiing?
Not really.
I hate it.
I like the lodge. I like the snow bunnies. I like the hot cocoa.
No. You see, I don't like skiing. It's not for me.
I'm not the biggest fan.
I don't like skiers. I don't like the skiing community.
I don't like the community.
I don't like high vis.
I hate
like high vis tracksuits.
Hate high vis.
A
lot of ski assholes on the slopes if you go.
let's go après ski.
Yeah. a lot
And when we get home, we're going to go to Twickenham and watch the rugger. Yeah.
One time I went skiing when I was 15 for a school trip, and I found a wallet which didn't have any ID, just had notes. About €350 in there.
I'll pay for a day's skiing.
And I was such an idiot. I was so excited about it, I couldn't help but tell my friend. And then I had to split it with him.
Damn it.
I should have shut up. I was so excited I couldn't sit on it. I was like, mate, look what I found. And he was like, well, it's half mine now. But so, because of that, I've always kind of had a soft spot for skiing.
Because you once found some money when you were skiing. Okay.
As opposed to king prawns, which they're on my shit list now. No, I love king prawns.
I don't like skiing. The reasons I don't like skiing is I don't like being cold.
No.
I don't like getting wet.
Yeah.
And I really fucking hate falling over.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about nature? How do you feel about nature?
Oh, burn it down.
You can't, it's covered in snow.
There isn't a lot of nature.
What?
It's just fucking Tarquin going down the Black Run. That's not nature.
Is that euphemism? No, but what about the snowy peaks and the pine and the rocks?
Oh, look at that on the internet. It's fine.
Just as good?
Yeah. Same experience.
Yeah.
Except I'm not angry.
Have you ever been snowboarding?
Yeah.
Far worse.
Yeah, not
Far
fun.
worse. No.
Not fun.
Terrifying.
Don't like it.
No.
I won't be doing it again.
And neither will I unless I get my ACL fixed.
Yeah.
But just the idea of spending another year in knee recovery really, really rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, this is annoying.
Just wish they'd done it. Do you know how they fix it? It's quite interesting.
You're saying it's interesting.
Oh, well, it might not be interesting.
Okay, let's find out.
I've not got good form on this podcast so far.
Just don't worry.
They
just roll into
snip
it.
off a bit of your hamstring, which is muscle, and then they attach it to the torn ligament, and they stitch it into the bone, and that kind of makes a fake new ligament. And I was like, does your hamstring grow back? He's like, about 80% of what it was. It's like, this seems like there's all kinds of negative drawback things. He was like, on the positive side, it very rarely goes wrong.
See, that to me would be a red flag. It's going wrong.
I know. I just don't. Yeah, I mean,
well,
what do you think? Should I get it?
Probably, but you're going to have to time it right. I got a text message yesterday saying that I'm eligible for my booster jab now.
Are you? No way, you're not that old.
No, but I had
As it's been discussed previously, you're only a few years older than me.
Well, I had my jabs early.
Oh yeah, you got in on the craze.
I did. I was in hospital for a bit, and they said, "Oh, do you want a booster jab?
So does that mean
do you want your jab?"
Does that mean you got the AstraZeneca? Then?
I got AstraZeneca. AZ.
So that's why you need
crew.
your booster. They won't be boosting you with that.
That grubby little clique. The AstraZenecas.
Caitlin's in that club.
Yeah, so they gave me that. So I had a text message yesterday. I went on to go and book it, and I'm looking to time it where I've got a couple of days at the other end where I haven't got anything on, just in case.
In case did you get a bad reaction the first time?
It wasn't as bad as some people,
but it was a bit nasty.
But it was a bit, yeah. I was very sluggish.
So
if I've got, if I've got some work coming up or something like that, then I don't want to get it and then not be able to work. So
sometime around Christmas then.
Yeah, maybe. No, because I went on to book it, and basically the slots that were available were today, tomorrow, and then a day next week, and that was all that there was.
That's weird.
So I'm going to give it a few days and then go back on and see.
See if new slots open up.
Which they must do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so your antibodies
a few days not having it aren't going to kill me.
So you had it in like March or whatever.
He says, COVID won't kill me.
Well, but if you've had it like that long ago, then your antibodies have presumably been reduced to
virtually nothing.
Virtually nothing. Now, look, talking about COVID, we're not going to name any names, but you have a source.
I do.
That is suggesting that we may be about to go into a lockdown.
Yes.
So tell me what you know, and I'll beep out anything you don't want me to include.
I do a thing called British Rationals.
Which I'm really excited is starting
Yes,
again. I
we're
might
going to be
part of
starting that again.
Yes, please.
However, we might not be starting it just yet if there's another lockdown. And
Yeah.
we have got a few insider people, as this is a satirical thing that I do. It's a show. You can go to BritishRationals.com, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, all of those places.
It's very funny. Man on the street type stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You play this reporter.
Me interviewing people on the
It's really
streets
good.
about the news. But we do have certain insiders working at the highest echelons. And we've got a Tory special advisor who has told us, yep, after COP26, we're going in with lockdown.
And COP26 ends when?
I think it's Sunday.
Pretty soon.
I think it's Sunday.
Yeah.
And we're currently on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And that's not a definite thing, but
No.
apparently it's going to be regional.
Mm-hmm.
So not everywhere's going to lock down. But
Well, then London definitely
places
is,
like
isn't it?
Cornwall and, I don't know, Stoke or wherever they've had high
Yeah.
instances. I don't think the whole of London will lock down. I think it'll be borough by borough.
Right.
Um,
Well, Lambeth's screwed then, aren't we?
Yeah, as is Wandsworth, which is where I live.
Yeah.
Tower Hamlets.
Oh, yeah.
It's, there'll be certain places
Hackney.
that are just potentially certain places that are just
Tighten the
not
screw.
open anymore. But that'll cause a big problem because you've got Tory ministers not wearing masks.
Yep.
But telling you that you've got to stay in your house and not work.
Yep.
So, I think people just ignore it.
I think people ignore it. And then the question is, do they go all draconian and start to introduce fines and shit like that for people who are breaking the law?
I think they will.
Revenue collection, I suppose.
I think they will. But it's not. We've got this from a very good source.
So it's not
however,
nailed on.
It's not nailed on. Politics at the moment, anything could happen in the next 2 hours. Couldn't it? But yeah, that's the info that we've got.
It's a bit of a stab in the back for the public because for people who don't know, my American listeners or international listeners, we're currently on Plan A for the winter, which basically is carry on.
Do what you like.
Yeah. And then they're like, now if things get worse, which we've got like 30 to 40,000 people in the hospital, I mean, new cases rather every
Was
day.
it 1 in 55 people have got it?
Yeah. So I don't know how much worse it could really get from that perspective, but they're saying if things get worse, then we'll introduce vaccine passports, more mask mandates, work from home, all that kind of stuff. No mention of lockdown. So if they jump straight from Plan A to full lockdown, people are going to feel so betrayed.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's what we've heard. Of course, in a couple of weeks' time, we're all still going to be free to do what we want, and I'll look like an idiot, and
right,
fine. But that's the info that we've got from a Tory special advisor.
Well, and that's just bad for people who don't know. And if here's the thing, like if he's saying it, that means
they're talking about it.
They're talking about it for sure.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me either. You'd have to be talking about it. They've got to be looking at every scenario.
Right.
So that it would not surprise me one iota that they're talking about it.
Sure, but it's like
what are the options? What can we do?
Yeah. And how seriously they're considering it. It'll have been mentioned in a whole panoply of like, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're giving quite a lot of time to it, and then he is feeling emboldened enough to
spill the beans to us.
Spill the beans. Yeah. That tells me there's. I was in New York where they've got vaccine passports.
I don't have a problem with vaccine passports. Why are people worried about vaccine passports?
I think the main thing they say is like overreach government power and you'll never get those freedoms back, I think is the main complaint.
I'm not sure what freedom you're losing.
The freedom to just go down the pub.
Well, get over it.
Yeah.
It's the 21st century.
That's it. So, in New York, it wasn't really a big deal. Right?
Yeah.
Half the places we went to didn't even bother really checking.
Yeah.
And then occasionally the places would check. Obviously, I don't have the New York pass. I just showed them a QR code.
Yeah.
They didn't scan it. I showed them with my ID so they could tell it's me, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have a problem with it. Except on the one day when I was there for a wedding. After the ceremony, we went to the reception place, which was like a pub venue type thing in the back. So there's this big group of like over 100 people. We're going to this venue and they know we're coming. We've booked it out.
Yeah.
And the mother of the bride did not have her COVID pass. Everybody else,
Oh.
there's like 120 people, 150 maybe.
Was she not allowed in? Oh, dear.
So she had to do a 2.5 hour round trip back home to get it. Mother of the bride. And by the way, they weren't scanning any passes. They weren't noting down people's names. They were just looking at it
see if
and
you got
nodding
it.
and letting you in.
So somebody could have just forwarded it to her. Oh, well.
It was, yeah. That was when I was, it was like, this is so stupid. This is like when you go to the post office or something and for me, this happens to me, like Neumark Jones sometimes has a hyphen, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
The amount of times they're like, well, this isn't you. I'm like, yeah, come on, man. Please, use your brain. It's like that. Bureaucracy. Don't like bureaucracy. No.
Yeah. So you're in Dubai.
Yep.
And you are teaching history.
Stalactite.
Stalagmites and... What was the other one? Suffragettes. To a 15-year-old.
Yep.
And in between playing Call of Duty, you go to the beach, and there's a woman there who's had lots of plastic surgery, and she's ordered the king prawn. She doesn't like the king prawns with the shells on. The waiter takes the shells off and gives them back to her. She eats them.
Mm-hmm. And I said to her...
Yeah.
Nothing, because I was under a very strict contract.
Oh, dear.
But I would have said to her...
Oh, yeah.
That I identify as prawn, and my pronouns are prawn. And I found it offensive. But I didn't say that to her. As I said, I was being paid very handsomely to not do anything of the sort. But if I had have said something to her, I would have said, I'm on the seafood diet.
Right.
Seafood,
Yeah.
and I eat it. Seafood, that is, not just any food.
Has the anecdote stopped?
No.
Okay.
Are we in hour 2? When we get to hour 2, I'll let you know how this punchline...
Where are we up to? How much have we done?
How long does it
A long
seem?
time.
I'm going to need you to finish the anecdote for me.
What?
We're at an hour 11. We can stop now if you want, I suppose.
I don't know what the anecdote... I don't know how it ends.
Listen, in a way, anecdotes never end, right?
Well,
Because these are just real.
they could do.
And you could argue the best ones do.
I mean, I don't mind it if it finishes.
Now, are you familiar with the comedic form of the shaggy dog story?
Yes.
That's basically what I've done here.
Right.
You happy with that? Shall I tell you a joke instead?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, Herschel is hanging with his mates.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Moshe and Levi.
Okay.
And he goes, guys, how are you doing with your wet ladies? And they're both like, it's difficult now we're older. I love her, but sometimes I just can't get the juice going.
Yeah.
And Herschel goes, boys, I was exactly the same as you. But what I did is I went to a new doctor and he gave me these pills. And I take one of them and I am solid as a rock. And me and Rose, we just go.
Right.
And Levi and Moshe are like, oh my God, that's incredible.
Right.
And he goes, yep, me and my wife, we've never been happier. And he's like, I might be old, my memory might be going, I might be going blind, but I can bang. And they're like, Jesus, okay, wow, you got to tell us, who's this doctor? And he goes, my memory is, and they're like, Herschel, come on, we need this, we're falling apart here.
Give up the goods.
Give up the goods. And he goes, okay, okay, what's that thing called? It's like, it's green. And I go, I don't know, what do you mean, like grass? No, but it's a plant, yeah. It's got green, but it grows up. It grows up. And they're like, what, ivy? I don't know, what are you talking about? And he goes, no, not ivy. It's got sharp bits on it. And there's like a flower, there's like a red flower. And Levi goes, what? Rose? And Herschel goes, That's it. Rose, what's the name of the doctor?
The bliss of the abyss. So you're in Dubai, and you're teaching history to a 15-year-old boy.
And if you like this kind of material, look out for the sitcom coming soon.
Teaching this 15-year-old boy about the suffragettes and the suffragites.
Just
it's no different. And you're playing a lot of Call of Duty.
loads.
One day you're on the beach having lunch.
Private beach.
Private beach having lunch. And a woman who's had a lot of plastic surgery
Tons.
orders the king prawns. She's not happy about the king prawns because they've got disgusting bits on it. Which
Wrinkles
are
up her
basically
nose.
Half the prawn. Wrinkles her nose up. She says to the waiter, you've got to take the shells off. The waiter takes the shells off, puts the prawns back on the table, takes the shells away. And you didn't say to her, I'm on the seafood diet.
I didn't say I identify as a prawn either.
You didn't say that.
Didn't say that.
No.
Didn't say that.
What, where do we go?
I just asked her how the prawns were.
How are they?
She said they're delicious.
I mean, it's not quite Peter Ustinov level, is it? But
Well, delicious is the opposite of disgusting, of course. She thought they were disgusting a minute before.
Very fickle. Very fickle. If you are still listening to this,
What are you doing?
go and
Have a good long
ring your loved ones or something. Just go and
tell people that you care, that you've made some mistakes in your life, but you're turning a corner. You know? People can change.
I'm exhausted.
You know one of the quickest ways people can change? Plastic surgery.
You're really clutching at straws. I think we should turn this off.
I can't. The entertainer in me won't allow us to finish on this note. The human in me is screaming out.
So, the day after...
See, the funny
You're
thing
on the
is,
beach.
he forgot his wife's name.
Yeah.
Rose.
Okay.
Go on.
The next day,
Yeah.
after you've been on the beach,
Yeah.
because you're in Dubai, you're teaching
Yep.
history
That's right, yeah.
to a 15-year-old, all about the suffragettes and the
Suffragists.
suffragists. And one day you're on a beach,
Mhm.
and there's a woman there with lots of plastic surgery, and
Tons.
she orders the king prawns, and the king prawns come. They've got the shells on them.
Yeah.
And she says, these are disgusting. The waiter takes the shells off the prawns. He puts the prawns down. She eats the prawns. He takes the shells away. You say, how are the prawns? She says, delicious.
Delicious.
What happened the day after that?
Well, we played Call of Duty,
Yeah.
I'd say, for a few hours,
Okay.
as we often did.
Yeah.
We learned a bit about history, mainly
Suffragettes
and suffragists.
and suffragists.
We'd often have lunch down on this beach, this little private beach.
Oh yeah.
Quite often, yeah. Most days,
Very nice.
I'd say. It was nice, yeah. They did really good seafood.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. I love
A
seafood.
bit disgusting when they come out, but
Filthy.
they taste delicious.
Yep. Garlic butter and all that.
Yeah.
So I ordered the king prawns.
Well, I don't blame you. They got such a glowing recommendation.
Absolutely.
Did they come with the shells on or off?
They came with the shells on.
So they hadn't learned.
I gave this man 6 of the best, not prawns. And he thanked me and scuttled off. See, I was learning from the uber rich how to treat people.
Please turn the recording off.
I can't. I'm stuck. We're stuck.
Oh god.
Tell me an anecdote. Let's finish on an anecdote.
Oh, don't know any anecdotes. Oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah, this is exhausting. This was meant to give us energy,
Yeah,
this
it's meant to
podcast.
pep us up.
We've got to write at least an episode today.
What time is it?
I don't know.
It's 12:30.
I don't know.
I'm
I'm begging
hungry.
some lunch.
Yeah, King Prawns?
Thanks for listening to the show. If you've enjoyed it, please give us 5 stars and consider becoming a subscriber and maybe even supporting us on Patreon. Really helps me continue making this show. If you haven't enjoyed it, then you can fuck off. Many thanks to Nils Hennis Steer for the amazing music and to Dave Fox for the cool artwork. Please keep coming back every week for more bliss of the abyss.
Message 1.